Hello, loves. Welcome to your embodied tarot reading for the week. I hope wherever in the world that you are safe and healthy. And I want to invite us actually to drop in today with a little embodiment right off the bat, actually, before we pull some cards. So, wherever you are, if you can, start to take some deeper breaths. And as you breathe, bring a little shake into your hands and into your fingers. Deep breaths in through the nose. Maybe a soft out the mouth. Now you can keep this small or start to make it a bit bigger, a bit faster, maybe reaching your arms up overhead and shaking them back down by your sides. Maybe your shoulders get involved. Just give yourself about 20 more seconds here to just shake as hard as you can. Let it out, and breathe. Last 5 seconds, last couple deep breaths. And then finding stillness for a moment. If it's safe to close your eyes or turn your gaze inward and just notice what you are showing up with here today, right now. Allow your sit bones to grow heavy, your spine to grow long, inviting presence and awareness into your body and your being. Soften your shoulders and your jaw. And call in perhaps an intention for how you would like to be just for these next 15 to 20 minutes. How you want to show up to this space. It can be as simple as I want to receive, or I want to be aware. Give yourself a few moments to acknowledge whatever shows up in your body as you consider that question. Coming to our tarot cards today with some intense energies around us, as we have been for the last few weeks. Closed out our eclipse portal on Monday of this week, just a few days ago, and in a few days from now it will be the solstice and the Great Conjunction. So if you're feeling like you're in the thick of it, it's because we totally are. So let's tap into our guides and our well ancestors, invite them here to bring forward whatever guidance or inspiration would serve whoever it is that has chosen to watch this video today. Okay, so these first two cards that are coming out here, let's start with the Three of Tomes in this deck, or in traditional decks, these would be our pentacles. So tomes, pentacles, this is about our resources and about going to our resources in times of intensity. Resources may be people, maybe teachers, maybe loved ones that we can lean on or collaborate with to bring forward whatever it is that we're trying to bring forward. It can also be our books, our study, resources can be so many different things, but what the Three of Tomes really, or the Three of Pentacles really asks us to do is like consider what we have available to us to work with what's here right now and how we might actually be in an energy of collaboration with something in our environment, whether that's a person or a physical resource. So there's a sense here with this card of Spirit wanting to kind of like almost like an I Spy game, where like if it feels like we don't actually have any resources available for us, or like we're not getting the support that we need, it's like I spy something that might help me right now, or I spy someone who might be able to talk this out with me right now. Yeah, so it's kind of a goofy way of thinking about it, but can be helpful. The second card that came out alongside the Three of Pentacles is the Four of Swords, or in this deck it's Bells, which you may remember was one of our cards from last week. We've been seeing this a lot lately. I've actually been drawing this card a lot lately too. And it is our reminder that everything is really intense right now, and our brains are trying to do all of the work. They are trying to think it through, figure it out, get everything like mentally organized as though that will protect us in some way. And I think it's important with the Four of Swords to acknowledge. My cats are going crazy right now. I think it's important with the Four of Swords to acknowledge that, like, the impulse to overthink things, like, we don't need to get down on that, because it is one of the like first ways that our brain goes to trying to sort something out, trying to figure out something that feels really intense and potentially like like dangerous to us. And especially if we have trauma responses and triggers, like there's a lot of situations in which our brain's like, hold on, I got this. I'm gonna think it through, gonna get to the bottom of it, and there we go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so the Four of Swords invites us into brain rest, into brain breaks, into not thinking things through right now, actually, and doing whatever we need to actually to take a little break from it. So, the image here is of somebody taking a nap, which can be a beautiful way of taking brain breaks. If that's not really your jam, perhaps it's doing something in your body that lets your brain shut off for a little bit. It's not so much about escapism, but switching gears from cognitively trying to work something through to working it through in a more embodied or in a more spiritual way, in a more receptive way, and tapping into the energy of like what happens when we actually stop for a minute. So let's see what else might want to come through today. This is interesting. So we've had a 3 and a 4, and now we have a 2 and an ace. All right, so our 2 of Pentacles also came out here. This is a card of like, let's not worry too much about what other people are doing right now. I love the image in this card because it's like you already have a second head to try to deal with this like second thing in this other hand. Like, let's not try to split or grow even more heads to handle everything that's on your plate right now. Let's not try to like pick up the books that somebody else is reading because we're already kind of at capacity. Okay. This goes really beautifully with the 3 of Pentacles. The 2 kind of leads into the 3 in a lot of ways, where it's like, focus on what's right here. What is actually your work? What is actually your work to be doing right now? And not really worrying so much about what other people's work might be at the moment, like taking in what's here. I guarantee you it's probably plenty. It's probably enough to be handling right now. Without worrying about what other people are doing or what other people's work might be. So kind of honing in on what's here for us and the resources that are here to support us in doing that work. And, 2s in general have a little bit of a sense of like putting blinders on, where like, let's just focus in on what's here right now. We are in this reading today working with entirely the minor arcana. And so this is like a very like down in the dirt of like the day-to-day, minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour work. So like rather than some of these really huge energies that we have been working with some of the major arcana cards, this is like today, right now. Is there something that you can actually take off of your plate, whether that's like literally your to-do list or just like energetically what you're worrying about? Is there something that you can take off of it and say like, actually, that's not for me to do? Is there someone that you can reach out to or something that you can reach out to for support for what is for you to do? And can you incorporate rest? Can you incorporate breaks? And then the last card that we have coming out is the Ace of Wands, or in this deck, it's the Ace of Candles. Within all of this, we are being offered, and especially as we move towards the solstice. So we have our longest nights of the year, our darkest days of the year coming right now. And then on the solstice, that starts to flip. And this is just a really beautiful reminder that in the deepest parts of the night, there are these sparks of light. There are these flames, these candles. And even if it's just one, that's all we need to start building on it. Our wands are about energy. Our wands are about our sacred flame, our passions, our yearnings, our desires. And the aces are a moment that's the spark. It's the new something that is going to fuel what comes as the light begins to grow, moving through the next 6 months, as this light begins to grow. What are we going to be tending to? What are we going to be cultivating? And again, this is a minor arcana card. This is like Spirit is going to show it to us. It's going to hand it to us, and we have to be the one to tend the flame. So if there's something right now that some small part of you, amidst all of the craziness that's happening, some small part of you is like, oh, yes, this, honor that. Move towards that. Cultivate it, do what you need to fan the flames of it. And then you'll keep moving through this cycle with the wands, okay? Growing the light, allowing the light to grow within you in the way that is really meant for you right now. So, ooh, I love this. Kind of different that I feel like it's been a really long time since we've had a collective reading that's all minor arcana cards, and it can be really juicy to take some of this big energy and bring it down to right here, right to that heart center, right to that fire center. So let's work a little bit actually with these two spaces. You can't see my hand down there, but so the heart and the solar plexus energetically do a lot for each other. The solar plexus is the flame. It's like the candle, the little flame of the Bunsen burner, underneath, heating something up. And the heart is this place of blooming and expansion and connection with other people. So there can be a sense when the Ace of Candles comes out of like, can we stoke the flame a little bit and trust that that is going to allow this kind of essence of who we are, our spirit energy, our little piece of soul that wants to be expressed in the world to move up and out. So to fan the flame, this little candle that has been lit right at our solar plexus, one of my favorite breathing techniques is, hey babes. Can we calm down? Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, so Kapalabhati, or breath of fire, is one of my favorite ways of stoking the flame of this candle that's being lit right at our solar plexus. So what it's going to look like, some of you may have done this with me before, but what it's going to look like is a sharp exhalation out your nose that pulls the abdominal muscles in and up, creating this kind of forceful exhale. So see that kind of pumping action there? When you do that, when you really push it, just the relaxing of those muscles is going to naturally draw air in. So we don't have to worry too much about the inhale. That's going to happen automatically. The exhale is where we have this, and we can think of it like each time we exhale, like we are just fanning the flames of that fire there. So first take a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. Maybe placing a hand at your solar plexus and at your heart. And then with your next breath in, fill up just about halfway and begin. So find a rhythm that works for you. It can be faster than me or slower than me. I'm going to go for about a minute. Let your awareness drop into the solar plexus and the heart space, feeling that automatic expansion and that sharp contraction, fanning the flame. Last 10 seconds. Last 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep inhale. Hold at the top. Hold gently. Just pause. And let it go. We'll come back to that shake. Shake out through the arms. Shake out through the shoulders. Maybe you're getting a little bit of a bobblehead action. Yeah, big breath in. Reach the arms up alongside your ears. Stretch, 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 stretch. Palms touch, exhale. Hands come down through the center of your heart and hold here. Either holding here or finding a place to rest for a few minutes as you observe the energy that is showing up in your body. I'm just going to open a channel of connection between us to send you a big, beautiful ball of life force energy that will move into exactly the parts of you that need to in order to feel supported right now in everything that you are being called to do in this life. Let this energy that's here right now hone you in on exactly what it is that is yours to work with right now. How you might cultivate rest and breaks, what resources might be available to you. And from that sort of narrowing in of what's right here, right now, what flame might begin to flicker, what intention might you set for how you will tend that flame, not necessarily in the short term. This is not something that we need to figure out how to bring into a full bonfire quickly. Let it be a spark, slowly, organically, authentically growing at exactly the rate it is meant to, with the support and the resources that it needs to become something beautiful. We'll take 3 more breaths together here. Let yourself receive this moment in your body fully. If you have the space to stay for a little longer, to meditate, to nap, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, my darlings, I will see you next time. Oh, on that note, actually, real quick, next next week we'll be off. We'll be back for I'll be back for a New Year's reading, New Year's collective reading. And there will also be a new program launching that's specifically designed to help alchemize anxiety. That's what I'm calling it, is anxiety alchemy. So working with the energies of anxiety to turn them from emotions and sensations that we fear into a way to actually find and live fully in the life that we desire. So keep an eye out for that. If you aren't already on the email list, which you probably are if you're watching this, but if you aren't, go to Soulful with 2 L's, soulfulwoman.com, and you can get on the email list there and be the first to know about when this Anxiety Alchemy program drops. So hope you have a beautiful solstice and holiday, and I will see you in the new year.